Here with Coach Frye, talking about the last meet and obviously talking about the Gamecock opener coming up here. Coach, we kind of came off a good weekend here out at Clemson. Now we're coming back with, I think I saw 3 new top 10 performances, and also now we have 21 student athletes in the top 50 early on in the year. What's your kind of analysis of our first couple meets this year?
You know, everything is a process, and it's a good step for the kids. But there's nothing like coming home to have a track meet. And so after having a Christmas holiday, a little fatigued, a little overworked last week, but they had a good performance.
Yeah, and now talking about this first meet, you know, we're seeing Florida come in, NCAA&T's coming in, and some other good teams are coming to our indoor meet. You know, how exciting is that to have some big programs coming here to our indoor facility?
You know, track is a strange sport in that all of the schools from Power 5 to not Power 5, the other conferences all have great individuals that qualify for the NCs. I mean, NC State's a Power 5 school, and they've got some great athletes coming in and run. A&T HBCU has got great from the MEAC, and then you're from the SEC. You got the Power Florida coming in, but then you see around the area, you know, we got Division II national champions, St. Augustine, and he's always got a great program, more national championship programs than anybody in the country, over 40 championship teams at George Williams, our Olympic coach, will be in, and then there's just on and on. There's 40 teams, but everybody's got somebody that's good. And then we got some Olympians. We got last year's world champion in the 300 meters. He's coming to run the 300 meters, and he won in Doha in the open quarter, but he's going to run the 300 to try to set a world record. So we've got an array of athletes sprinkled all over the place. They may not have the pedigree title as an institution, but there's so many kids. Last year we had 45 NCAA qualifiers that came out of this meet, came out of our facility. So you got an opportunity to have some great runs from some people who don't ordinarily get the opportunity in these kind of facilities. Benedict's coming off on a great cross-country season, and they got some distance kids that are going to be added onto the meet that are going to surprise people in how good they are. And so we just got an array of talent. If you enjoy the sport and you enjoy talent, but now if you're enjoying just name brand stuff, we've got a few name brands, but the talent is as high as almost any meet in the country.
Yeah, now talking about our team more specifically, you know, obviously it's early in the year. We're not necessarily looking for the fastest time that they'll get all year, but how do you guys kind of treat this meet? Do you train through it? Do you kind of have goals in mind that are still top times, or how do you kind of manage in an early meet like this?
You know, we are just we run pretty much the same workout plan all indoor season. It's just the intensity and of how the workout goes. How fast are you running workouts? Like when we're running our repeat 250s, right now we're running 30 seconds. Well, then we're going to be running 26 seconds with 2 minutes rest between them for 4 of them by the time we get outdoors. But it's not going to change the workout. It's going to change the intensity or the amount of rest.
And talking about the expectations about actually the performance, I think you talked a little bit earlier about how it's important to win at home in some of these events. How important is it to win in some individual events and relay events here and kind of protect our house?
You can learn twice as much winning as you can losing. But you got to keep it in perspective for who you're competing against. So protecting the house, I think the mile relay is the only place you get a chance to have that kind of principle. All right, now we have them focusing on young athletes need to focus on technique, positions, body mechanics, and then the results come. When they start looking to the side of them. Last week, I think at Clemson a few times we had athletes observing who the people were in lanes between them, and they didn't run as well in the finals as they did in rounds because they start not following the process. And so you got to right now you got to follow the process and hit your positions and hit your mechanics, and we got to reinforce that. And at home it's hard and difficult to get athletes to focus on that because they got family and friends in the stands, and winning becomes the primary. You're a winner whenever we look at film on Monday and you hit the positions. If you maximize your positions, then time will take care of itself, and track is measured on time and distance.
Obviously, we have a couple of people that are going to be they're racing some big people, but we have some people on our team that have been making some comeback. I know like Arenze is going to be running this weekend. Is there anybody that you're excited to kind of see perform this weekend from our team?
I'm kind of excited about our girl shot putters. You know, they got some potential. We think we're going to get some good throws. Sarge is going to get some good throws right there. Stephanie Davis, a big run. There's a quarter mile where it's an SEC quarter. You got two 52-second girls from University of Florida, and Stephanie's going to be between those two athletes. And so we get to see where Stephanie is. You know, she had a good early run in December, and so this is kind of this is her day. I mean, it's kind of the team and athletes around. Everybody's working through. This one is kind of the one where we're getting Stephanie off to see if she can get in the mix of the top runners in the country. So in Arenze in the 300, 300 is not an NCAA event. It's just one where he's going to get in a race with Stevie Gardner, and Stevie's going to be in lane 5, and he's going to be in lane 4. He wanted to be, and so that, you know, it gives him a chance to run against the world champion. So it'd be interesting for us to see if he can run better than his 33.0 he ran last year, which we know he didn't spend this fall with us. He was at home training because he didn't have a one semester. He has just got indoor track and 1 semester of college to finish. So we decided to gray shirt him and let him go home. And so we're going to find out what kind of shape he's in. His first meet back, go against the world champion. That's going to be interesting. And then we're going to try to run a really good male and female mile relay. Florida's got a great men's mile relay team and a great women's mile relay team. So we got to lock up at the conference meet, fighting a point score early on. It gives us a chance to evaluate. They got an A and B team that probably is both teams in the top 5 in the country. So we want to try to lock in there and give them a good run. Empire, Pro Empire has got a team. It's a pro team. It'll lock up. We could win that, or we could be 4th. And 4th, we could probably be one of the top 4 teams in the country. So I got to keep them to understand and keep running hard. Even though if you're leading, run hard. If you're in 4th, run hard, because time matters in track and field.
Awesome. Well, Coach, we wish you all luck this weekend, and we'll talk again soon.
We look for a big crowd. Last year, you know, we had 500 spectators and 1,000 athletes. It looks like now we got 1,500 athletes, and still hope we get our 500 people come to cheer their teammates and the community to come to cheer. And then we got a high school meet. We're doing a community thing. We got a high school meet on Sunday, so we're gonna go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So looking forward to seeing some new people, new kids come into town, and recruits to put on a good show also.
Awesome.